Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of G&A Podcast. We are your hosts, Ryuuou and
Sober Oni.
Yes, and today we have yet another week of anime. I don't know, based on what we talked about previously, I guess it's not exactly the best week this season, but you know what?
There's literally one show that is like episode of the year forever, and everything else, which is not really that great.
I will somewhat disagree because Captor is on this roster, so and that is all I need to disagree.
All right, so then let's get right into the episode of the century, Violet Evergarden, episode 10.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw the episode together, and it was just like very like, oh my god.
I cried.
Yeah, he cried. I was like, oh.
And by the way, when you interrupt, when I made that joke about time skipping, it didn't take me a while to figure out that it was a time skip. I just couldn't say it was a time skip because I was all choked up, and I was like, time skip. It took me a minute to swallow my tears.
Oh,
make a joke.
I guess me being just all like, I don't know. I feel like I was kind of.
Drew has no heart.
Yeah, so. I was kind of on the cusp of crying, but I didn't actually cry. There weren't tears. Like, it stopped. I think maybe seeing Oni cry, I had to be the strong one. I had to be the strong one for both of us. I had to be the strong for both of us.
You had to be the heartless one.
I had to be strong for both of us.
I only cried because I'm a sucker for like family things, like especially when it's like parents related or like brother sister type of thing. That always chokes me up. So,
and you must always love citrus.
No. Double the reason.
But yeah, just I guess we probably should just talk about the episode instead of saying how much we cried or didn't cry about it.
Yeah. So great episode.
It was a very great episode. The girl was very endearing. Like, she was very annoying, like a typical annoying girl would be. But she's still, like, you know, smart enough to realize that her mother's, like, really sick.
I feel like the characters in this show are just so amazingly well done. Mm-hmm. Like, they're they're all just so realistic, and, like, none of the kids really annoy me, and they don't really fit into any real archetype of, like, we said it back when the princess episode where the girl was kind of like a tsundere, but not really. Now this young girl's kind of like a bratty kid, but not really.
Yeah, but not really. Like, she's what you would imagine like a real bratty kid, like not like an anime trope where it's like obnoxious.
Yeah, usually anime tropes have the tendency of going overboard in one area, but this felt balanced. Like, yeah, she was bratty sometimes, but then other times she was super cute when she kept bugging Violet to like,
oh my god,
tell
to,
her
like,
jokes and
or
riddles
do
and
something.
shit.
It was so those little cutscenes are so funny.
Mm-hmm. Such a good show at developing characters. And then at the end where Violet actually breaks down and you can see how much she like progresses as a character to the point where she's like empathizing now.
Yeah, like to the point of crying for her because she feels so bad for like the daughter.
Yeah, it was such a good... this was by far the best episode of the show.
Yeah.
In a show that has a bunch of...
yeah, right. Remember how you were like last week, like, oh, where do they go from here?
Yeah, I mean, directionally, it didn't really go... Like, you could have put this episode anywhere in the timeline. There was nothing plot-based in this episode. So, if they had aired this episode, like, 3 weeks ago, it would have been just as good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, well, at that point, I feel like the tears would have been a little, like, extreme for Violet, but...
Yeah, maybe she didn't progress enough as a character.
Yeah, to, like, cry for the daughter. But, what's her name again? I literally don't know any of their names.
I feel like you asked me that, and I think it was Anne.
I think it was Anne, too. I think it was Anne, too.
You asked me that during the episode, I'm like, I know it's some generic bullshit that's not cool, like climb or succulent. So... yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Anne.
Yeah, and like just a whole scene where the daughter, like, she made it very aware that hurt me. Where she's like, "Hey, I know you're going to die. Like, don't fucking leave me alone. Spend time with me." That got me. That was made me cry.
That hurt.
That almost made me cry.
I also liked how it was a bit of a twist. Like, I knew the letter was going to... I was like, all right, the letter that she's writing is either going to, like...
It's going to be to her. I knew it was going to be
either to her, or it was going to be, like, something for her. Like, oh, I got my rich grandparents to take care of you. Something like that. Yeah. But I wasn't expecting it to be, like, every year you're going to get a letter for your every birthday. That was
until you're 50, yeah.
Until you're 50. Which, and I guess she just... like, this is the final letter because we only had so much time.
Exactly. This is the last letter because at this point I hope you have your shit together. If not, then...
yeah, I feel like 50 years was enough time for you to get over your loss.
Oh man!
It also got me when you see her like aging, and then you see her with a family of her own, and she kisses her daughter, and then just like a quick flashback to her mother kissing her. Oh, it was such a choking episode. Oh, I just fucking love this episode.
Yeah, it was beautiful. That was actually
who would have thought that coming into this season with fucking Overlord, card captors, and Fate Extra, the best episode would go to Violet Evergarden.
Like, consistently at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. So unpredictable. I love
anime. Yeah, word. The moments like this, I'm just like, I'm glad anime exists.
For real. Yeah. Can't wait to recommend it to everybody I know.
Exactly.
This is a great show to recommend to people, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no, this is, like, actually, like, fantastic. Like, okay, maybe not more towards men, because I feel like, I don't know. You know how guys are.
I feel like men, if you're
like really into anime, then that's one thing. But if you're like a shonen Naruto, like half the people we know, then
all right, maybe. Well, I feel like everyone can appreciate this though, unless you're really immature. Maybe if you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, like literally anyone who's like a few years younger than us. I feel like I won't be like you're not ready for this, but like.
You would need to be somewhat emotionally mature, I guess, to appreciate the show.
Yes, which is why I would definitely recognize. I recognize this to like every female that watches anime that I know.
Yeah. Oh, this would be great, especially for women who are like in their late teens. I feel like would really appreciate this.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is literally something I would teach in like high school or college or something like that.
The dissection of Violet Evergarden 101. Exactly.
Hey guys, if you're too busy being Naruto and you don't know how to please your anime lady friend, then by all means show them this. Evergarden and chill. Yes.
Yes. It is going to be on Netflix, so I guess it's a perfect...
Yep. Nothing.
Evergarden and chill.
I think like the soul crushing.
Yeah. Nothing puts me more in the mood than watching something super depressing.
Oh, God. Yeah. Good episode. Let's move on.
Next up, we have Overlord episode 10.
Wait. Whoops. No, I was about to talk about the last episode. Let me go back to this episode. So like, this is definitely one of the weaker episodes, cause like
for sure.
Cause literally I could literally say in like 3 sentences, like, let's say boss keep the girl. Let's see. The princess is crazy. Princess is crazy and makes the Marquise do shit for her.
Mm.
And Tuari gets kidnapped?
Yeah. It was a really weird episode because you could say it was both fast. It was way too fast paced, but at the same time, it feels like not much happened. Also, like, this felt like an episode that was just, hey, we need to quickly set up the rest of the arc real.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Also, the romance between Tuare and Sebas. It's a better love story than Twilight. Still,
it really is though.
It really is though.
My problem with the episode was it was way too rushed in the beginning part. Like, as much as they built up Ein showing up and doing this whole thing, I feel like they could have lingered on that moment a bit more and like added more tension to it.
Oh,
I
like,
felt like
oh, you mean like the whole Ainz and
confrontation. Like, it was over in like a few minutes. It was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah,
I mean, I knew...
here, punch her. Okay, no, it was all a trick. Bye.
Yeah, but that they do that because they're just like, oh my god, you can't make this too dramatic and etc. etc.
Yeah, but they linger on other weird parts. Like, they'll linger on the Lizard Man arc and shit. Like, I don't know. It feels like the priorities
Hey,
are
I
all
like
over
the Lizard
place.
Man arc. He's saying you didn't like Lulu.
I did love Lulu, but I'm just saying they could have. I wouldn't have mind if they lingered more on the whole beginning portion of Ainz confronting Sebas, and then didn't pay as much mind to the other parts. Like, I didn't really care much about that. I love Albedo, but
I feel like maybe if it was like the overarching part of the episode, like you know, it starts there and then it cuts to like everything else happening, and then cuts back to here, and then like, and if it takes place over like maybe not just like 10 minutes, like
yeah, that's the other thing. You got a good point. It was like really everything was condensed into one scene. Like, the whole confrontation with Ainz was one scene, and then you got the whole other scene with Princess Rainier.
Yeah, I think it would have been if the episode would have been more palpable if you literally just
jump back and forth.
Yeah,
like intermix the scenes together. That would have been nice. That would have been a good touch. Why aren't you directing the show?
Overlord, you know where to find us.
Hope the director's watching this right now. And there wasn't really much that happened. It was just Sebas attempted to kill Tuare to prove his loyalty, but it was all a trick. And now she loves him.
Yeah.
The episode.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Definitely, the princess is like, "Hey."
Oh, the princess is a crazy Yandere bitch.
Yeah. No, she like super duper crazy. She's like, "Hey, so I know you've been kind of like betraying us. So instead of just telling you, I'm gonna blackmail you and, you know, demand your firstborn."
Yeah, literally, just give me your firstborn son.
Give me your firstborn so I can marry him and get kids, but also...
Yo, I love how she did that, though. She was like, give me your firstborn so I can marry him, but, you know, obviously I'm going to fuck my man on the side, and we're going to have our legitimate children, but I'll give your son some bastard bullshit children that he can use. So, I don't know. I like her character.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it. I'm hoping the whole scene with the princess talking to the Marquise it continues, because you know it actually felt very Game of Thrones. Like, that's a very Game of Thrones scene, like, or concept.
It does have a Game of Thrones feel to it with the whole like
you know, we have princess or queen character who's absolutely, you know, batshit insane, and oh. Before we move on, can we please talk about Albedo with all her Ainz paraphernalia?
I love Albedo. I'm mad that she's not getting as much screen time this season. I really am.
God, did you see all those body pillows with all Ainz and all of those like poses?
Who makes them? Does she just stitch them together herself?
I'm like, does she just order them from Amazon? Oh my goodness. Oh,
I kind of want to see the princess. I hope she confronts Ainz and like figures out that he's an overlord and a demon lich and all of that. Like, I want to see her play a bigger role, I guess. I don't want this arc to end and she's just gone.
Well, they have 3 more episodes. They can do a lot in 3 episodes.
Yeah, especially at breakneck pace that they went this episode.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's.
Right.
Now let's move on to what probably would have been my episode of the week if literally Violet Evergarden did not exist. It was a decent episode.
Good episode. It was a good. I loved Sakura's outfit this episode.
Me too. Like, at first I didn't like it. Like, as from the bottom up, I didn't like it. But then as they kept going up, I liked it more. And then they showed the whole girl outfit. I'm like, oh no, this is cute. This is a cute outfit.
I'm glad it felt like a complete episode. You had the whole first half was like kind of slice of lifey, but you still got plot progression.
And you had the slice of life. You had the plot, lots of plot, And the card thing took a decent amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And even her friends, I didn't mind. Like, that was, like, the appropriate
amount of time to spend on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they didn't do the same running joke. He switched it up. I appreciate that. I actually appreciate that.
I love how Tomoyo pointed out the most obvious thing. Like, hey, aren't these cards really similar to your other cards?
I know.
You're
I'm like,
right.
Wait.
Fly and flight are very similar concepts.
Like, it took you to episode 11 to figure this out.
Aqua and watery.
Oh, God. Oh, Tomoyo.
I love Tomoyo this whole episode. Even when Tomoyo is just only in the episode via, like, telephone conversations, she is great.
That, you know, she was funny when she, like, kind of had, like, that slight, like, yandere moment. And Keto lost the footage.
We need Yandere Tomoyo to be, like, a major villain in the series.
I just appreciate the part where, first of all, the very by shonen moment where Kaito and Lee just looked at each other all longingly.
Oh,
and
I was totally like, oh, this is just a repeat from the first series.
I'm like,
we go again.
So we just take out Yuki, put in Kaito? Does Lee really love Sakura? Find out. And I
kind of hope that does become a plot
to the next
point,
part, and Lee and Ariel are both saying, "What does the D mean?"
Oh my god, that was great. I'm like, are they doing this on purpose? I feel like they were doing this on purpose. The D is what I think it is.
I know. Oh,
let me tell you about the D.
Oh, God. I nominate that to be the episode for this week's podcast.
Oh, yes. Well, it's going to be a tie between that and a certain thing from Fate Extra.
Oh, okay. We'll see what that is. I love how we're, like, discerning, like, the title of the podcast as it's happening, right?
Oh, literally, as I'm watching the shows, I'm like, what would be a perfect title for the podcast?
No, I mean, we're talking about it now, as we're recording.
Yeah, well, that's part of the fun.
It is.
People think we have this pre-planned.
Yeah, what? Stupid.
No.
But yeah, like you did say, I appreciate the plot. I appreciate that, you know, even though we both definitely called it, that Kaito definitely had something to do with everything.
Oh yeah, that was super obvious. He's like the mysterious dude in the mysterious butler dude.
Oh, shout out to Carrie's. Shout out to Keto's selfie game.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures. They're just talking about how he sends like selfies and just pictures of himself eating like all this random food.
I love Kero. I forgot how much I loved him. He's like the best mascot character in
Listen, he is. I don't remember him being this great. Can I say that? I don't remember him being this great. Like this, like every episode I look forward to him.
Me either. So maybe they really stepped up. Like of all the characters, like you know what, we need to improve Kero to like astronomical levels.
Yeah, I know. In my mind, I may have found him like a little obnoxious in the past because he's just always like yelling and talking about food. But now, I don't know. He's like amazing.
Oh god, him and Sakura arguing about the food. I love Kero. I just love him.
Yeah. No, this is a really fun episode. This is not one of the weaker episodes in any way.
No, it was not. This was not the one of the. No, you're right.
Speaking of which, let's go to Citrus.
Oh God. Yes, Citrus episode 11. Wow, it's only one episode left of Citrus.
Oh wow. I mean, I'm not surprised. Also, oh wow.
So I'm conflicted on this episode because I like the kind of drama it's going for. Like I like the fact that it's different from the other arcs in that Nina is kind of manipulating everything. It's refreshing to see that it's not it's someone outside of the romance who's trying to manipulate the romance.
Man, I'm telling you,
like,
at
it's not Sarah doing
at the end, I'm like, oh snap, Nina is not playing around. She is
I want
not
Nina
playing
to just
anymore.
literally pick up Yuzu like off the ground, like lift her up and push her against the wall. Like, listen, bitch, you are not interrupting this. I worked so hard to manipulate everyone.
And it's so funny because all this would have been for naught if Yuzu could just just say I love you. But
and I like Nina as a character because she's like the bumbling oaf, but she turns out to be the mastermind behind everything.
I know. Oh god, that was a nice flip. I don't know. I really like these characters.
I do. But I do not like the fact that May... I called it when we were watching it. I'm like, you know what? May's gonna... Just to start shit, May's gonna come over here and be like, you know what? I will date this girl.
Yeah, I knew. Well, yeah.
One-up Yuzu.
I kind of saw it happening.
I feel like that's obnoxious. You know, she clearly knows Yuzu feels a certain way about her. And she's being extra hard to get now.
Well... Okay, I wouldn't say she's being extra hard to get. She kind of practically threw herself at Yuzu. Like,
yeah, but now she's being spiteful about it.
Yeah,
you
get to be spiteful about it.
You turned me down a month ago, and even though now you're trying to make up for it, I'm gonna fucking shit all over you. And
she's not making up for it because Yuzu's not.
She keeps trying to talk to her, and May's just like,
she's like you leading her on with their like, oh, I love you as family. You're important to me as family. And I'm like, stop. Like, this is, yeah, if I was May, I would also be like, no,
like May being way too passive aggressive. May just needs to come out and be like,
May is not, whoa. Dating someone else just to spite Yuzu is not passive aggression. That
is the definition of passive aggressive.
First of all, it's not passive because she already told Yuzu to, like, go away. She's like, I'm not interested, like, bye.
Yeah, she clearly is interested. She just wants to be annoying.
Well, you know what Yuzu isn't clearly
doing anything? First of all, I feel bad for Sarah because Sarah's just a piece in this.
Oh, yeah. Rip Sarah, but... yeah, but Yuzu needs to actually say the words. I don't think she deserves May until she can actually say her feelings out loud.
May needs to stop being uppity
and wait for her. And wait
give
for
Yuzu
her.
A chance.
Yuzu has
give Yuzu a chance.
Yuzu has her chance. She just needs to take it.
Yuzu had her chance on New Year's, and just because she turned it down once doesn't mean that.
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
And and they were in bed together, and Yuzu tried to make moves, and May was like, "No, get out."
Yeah, because you can't. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I really can't believe I'm about to say this, but you cannot be like a character from Kuzuno Honkai because you realize she's doing this. She's doing this, right? She's turning into a Kuzuno Honkai character with the whole like. I'm like, yes, I'm not gonna say how I feel, but I'm just going to like sexually assault you. Like, no, absolutely not. May deserves better. After everything that's happened, May actually deserves better at this point.
Team Yuzu.
I'm Team Yuzu too, but Yuzu needs to get her. She needs to get her act together.
I don't know. I feel like May's just the one who's starting shit right now.
She's starting stuff because Yuzu isn't finishing it. Yuzu just has to finish it.
First off, this whole show, I love how this show just revolves. May is the centerpiece. Everyone loves May is the title of the show from now on. Because May is literally, there's no arc without somebody throwing themselves at May. That is the whole plot of this show. Everyone wants to fuck May.
What about the last one? What about Matsuri?
I mean, she kind of wanted to fuck May just to get to Yuzu. Just to get dirt on May to fuck with Yuzu.
Yeah, that's a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch.
I don't know. Fine. Yuzu gets the bone once. Everyone else wants to fuck May, though.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hope Harumin just shows up and beats the shit out of Nina.
Yeah,
I like Nina.
Harumin shows up and it's a Harumin versus Nina like fist fight.
Yeah, this needs to happen. We need to see Harumin. And she is, a Garu. She probably has some experience fighting, so she needs to show up and lay down Nina.
Like you need a crossover between Citrus and Hajimate no Gyaru.
Yeah. Gee, I really want Harumin to show up next episode behind Nina with like a chair and just smash it across her head. Like, Yuzu, go to May, I got this. I love Harumin.
Yes.
But you know who I don't love? This son of a bitch from Yono Oshigoto episode 10. Fuck Yaichi, what the fuck? This was the weakest episode. If I could assign the worst episode of the week, it goes to Yono Oshigoto. I'm sorry. I don't like... I hate using the word forced drama, but it pretty much was forced drama. Like, they went so extra with it. I can't believe Ai is dead. I can't believe she got a heart attack mid-shogi match.
At first, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, right, that definitely happened. I mean, she's not dead, but yeah, she like collapsed.
Now, this was as close to a fucking Spanish soap opera as you can get.
Yeah, it really was. Like, just like everything from like them going all the way to Hawaii. Like, if it was just like a Hawaii episode, that would have been fine. But like, they went to Hawaii.
That's a wasted concept, by the way. They were in Hawaii for all of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. They could have stayed for the entire episode. Yeah, like I think like actually the Hawaii part was like actually my favorite.
That was the only good part of the episode.
Yeah, like when Keiko is like freaking out because she's like single forever. Mm-hmm. And like Green Friend the Master is also like kind of a loli.
Yes, and he plays games that I can relate to. I
he plays gacha games as well.
Rolling for his waifu. That was the fun part.
Yeah, that was the fun part. And then everything else was just like... Everything was at first when he plays, and then like Eiichi just goes to like the dark side somehow.
Like there's like tilting and being like when he first, went to Ai like after the match and she tried to cheer him up and he was like, blah, 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 fuck out of here. That I kind of got like he was pissed in the moment, but I don't know. Then he went extra with it. Like,
yeah, then he went like a downward spiral and
like you just see him fucking. I don't know, if they just cut to him like in a bar drinking and like snorting heroin, like cocaine and fucking starting fights in the street or something. My shogi doesn't work anymore.
Like getting arrested by the cops, like throwing up in a jail cell.
Yeah. What are you looking at? I used to be the Rio. I has to bail him out. That's next episode.
Oh my god.
But they went way too overboard with his whole
and then
abusive
Ai out. Like,
yeah, come on.
Oh, I'm going to have my opening game. No, I'm kicking you.
Get the fuck out of here. I felt so bad for Ai this whole episode. I struggled to get through this episode.
I mean, also at the same time, I don't understand why she also passed out because like it's not that serious. You lost a shogi game.
Shogi's not a game.
You lost a shogi. It is actually a game.
I'm kind of hoping it like she ends up in the hospital and that's his wake up call where he has to like leave the match to go see her, and like he forfeits it or whatever.
And he loses his title just to make sure she's okay.
His title just to make her happy, and then I don't know. The
then
rest
she's
of the
like,
series is
and
them
then
together.
Plot twist, she's like, I'm so disappointed in you. And then I loud would never quit a match. I don't want to be your student anymore.
Also, can we address how Red Eye is always getting stranded in the stake for no... Like, they just write her off for no fucking reason.
I love
Red Eye's not in Hawaii because she didn't want to come.
She didn't want to go. She's like, no, why do I have to go?
That's totally not her character to do. She'd probably be tsundere about it, but I feel like she would go.
Yeah, I don't know why they're kind of putting her on the back burner.
I feel like the other four would have went to, like, the Loli group. Where it went.
Oh my god, Loli Kubanchar is there. It's okay.
They just all get on the plane by themselves.
Her parents say we could go.
That would have been such a much better episode. If this whole episode was just the Loli crew and Ginkgo and Keiko and Yaichi on a trip to Hawaii and fucking around, this would have been like a top tier episode. But no.
Well, it's 12 episodes, so of course they have to do something unreasonably.
I hate that though. I hate when a show changes its pacing and its whole like tone just because it's like, oh, it's the last 2 episodes. We have to do something dramatic and crazy. Like, no, just do the same thing you've been doing.
No, that makes too much sense.
No, we need to add drama.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, in a weird way, I like it because it was just so stupid.
It didn't go full stupid yet. We'll see next episode if it goes how far down the rabbit hole it's going to go.
Wow, I hope not.
Me either.
All right. And last but not least, we have Fate Extra Lost Encore, episode 7.
7.
Yeah.
This was a good episode too. I like this one.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't understand it either.
Well, no, I take that back. I did understand it a little bit. So essentially, Alice was, or Nursery Rhyme is posing as Alice this whole time. Alice is actually just like this dead girl in a hospital bed, somewhere in the, the 3rd floor they're on? So yeah. So Alice all this time is just pretty much dead, and Nursery Rhyme is pretending to be Alice so that she can experience the world through her.
Yeah.
And this whole flashback scenario was apparently Hakuno met with Nursery Rhyme earlier, and they spent some time together, and they were supposed to fight in a tournament, as was Rin and Natamamo. And I'm guessing Rin won that match because I think Natamamo passed out from like alcohol poisoning. And then Hakuno beat Nursery Rhyme and ascended to the next floor and made a promise that he'll see her again, and didn't. And now we're where we are now.
Yeah.
Where everyone is dead.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Shout to Nursery Rhyme becoming a giant, disgusting leg face monster.
This was a very creepy episode, too. There was a lot of very horrible, grotesque imagery.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Nursery Rhyme killed everybody.
Yeah, and as the heads who are killing everything were all singing like Nursery Rhyme songs.
Oh yeah,
as they were doing it.
That was scary.
And then like they were like doing like almost slightly comical things. Like one licked its lips, the other one like burps.
Mm-hmm. Also didn't like the whole, like even more so than that. I think the creepier thing to me was the Alice in the hospital bed, and she's like all bandaged up, but you can't even see her eyes. They're like black holes and just bleeding everywhere.
Yeah,
that was creepy as fuck.
That was very creepy. Was that supposed to be like a representation of what Alice is, or is that?
I think that was actually Alice. That was just Alice.
That why they? I thought her body would just like go away after she dies.
I don't know. I don't understand the logic of the fate lost Encore.
Fair enough. Also, isn't it like after? Is it me, or do they have like a chance to like respawn? Like
I think this particular
on this level.
In this particular level, they were like respawning.
Yeah, because this is like the 3rd time they respawn, if I'm correct.
Which I didn't get. I didn't get why. Like they killed Alice, or they killed Nursery Rhyme once, and then it respawned them back at the beginning, and Nursery Rhyme was back. And then I think Nursery Rhyme killed them, but they respawned. And then the 3rd time's the charm, they killed Nursery Rhyme and just ascended. So I don't know why that worked.
But did they really die? Because they were still talking like, "Whoa, you used your second."
I think maybe he used a command seal.
He used a command seal. He definitely.
But I thought he only had one.
I
thought he only had one command seal. Oh, shit, maybe he had 2, and his past self had 1. I'm getting confused now.
Yeah, we're definitely confusing ourselves. But you know, that's Sasuga Shaft.
Also, Rin can transform into a Lancer. Let's not overlook that whole part.
She transforms into like mini Ku and used Gale Bog.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, that's just a thing she can do.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't know what to say to that. Also, I did like her. Excuse me. I did like her outfit change where she's just like, I'm just gonna put on my Daisy Dukes and like totally, like, you know, literally just have a sign that says "fuck me, please."
Yeah, she was like, time to put on the super sexiest outfit I could find. just to appeal to Hakuno, and then go back to my normal outfit, which in itself is way over the top.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of super casual like outfit is this for like a dystopic like hell on earth Matrix?
Yeah, that's what I would wear. I don't know about you. Sleeveless shirt, mini skirt.
But then again, when your heroes like Nero has literally like assless skirt.
I love that they kept like panning over Nero's back, and every time they did it, I swear her ass showed more and more.
I'm like, wow, I heard assless chaps before, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just like she was not even wearing anything. Pretty sure they just plain out just showed her ass, her bare ass on the thing.
Whoa, like Lachi's just gonna have like nipple clamps, like next episode.
Jesus.
What are you talking about? This is always my outfit.
Yeah, they just take out the white leotard from underneath her, just a see-through skirt.
Just a skirt.
I don't know. But I am glad that this was the one arc I wanted to see Shaft animate, because it's so weird, and even in Extra it was kind of like the game, it was a weird Wonderland theme setting, so yeah, I'm glad that they did that.
Yeah, they did a good job. Yep. I mean, not surprised, but
yeah, not surprised. They literally just copy and pasted Monica, but it worked. It happened to work this one time.
Yep, indeed. But with that being said, I think we have reached the end of our podcast.
Indeed.
If you enjoyed this episode, by all means, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Twitter. Check out our Discord. It's Diggity Dope. And if you want to go the extra mile, by all means, you can become a Patreon, like all these wonderful people are. You know, cue our sign.
Cue the signs that thank you all for donating. You make this wonderful podcast possible, and we do our best every week. Also, as a patron, those of you who are patrons, you get to join us for the live watch with this season. We're live watching Fate Extra every week, which is fun, and we are going to do more with it. So I do want to do the Fate movies, both Heaven's Feel and Prison of Ilya. Some people have suggested doing the No Game No Life movie. So yep, we're gonna start doing a lot more live watches with different things. So now's the perfect time.
Yes. I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely watching the Sorokayaku Indomo movie.
Oh, I saw that come out too, and I was just like, yo.
Fuck it. I'll watch it once by myself and then again. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. How can you make a movie out of it, though?
There's only one way to find
Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your host, Sober Oni, and
Doobie-doo.
And we will see you all next week. Later.
Bye.